Virgo, hi, how you doing? Hope you're well. Let's bust out a Celtic cross for you. No messing. I'm trying to pick up the pace of my readings, but send help, basically. Look, I read the way I read, but when I actively try and pick up the pace, I can. So if I try from the beginning to keep the pace up, let's see, okay? We're going to start with an oracle card. Let's open with an oracle card. Let's do that. Goodness me. Monday morning. I mean, this reading will probably go out on Wednesday. I don't know. Thursday, Friday, I don't know. But for me, it's Monday morning. Jeez. Right. Oracle card for Virgo, please. Thank you. Nostalgia. Oh, you got your head in the clouds, my loves. Focusing on the past. That's all right. Six of Cups, isn't it? It's very Six of Cups. 3 and 3 reduces to 6, of course. Yeah, that feels very Six of Cups. You might be going over and over and over past events, kind of in a swordsy type way as well, but also, just in a kind of head in the clouds, dreamy type way. I understand, Virgo, that's okay. It may or may not be serving you. I mean, it's obviously serving you on some sort of level, isn't it? But let's see what the tarot's got to say. So, if you're new here, I'm doing a general Celtic cross reading. That's how I kind of do these readings. So I'm not putting on any particular area of life. It is for you to take the energies that I speak of and apply them to your life as you see fit. Different people, different viewers will apply it to different situations. My readings do have a bit of a love bent, if you know what I mean. That generally is the easiest way for me to translate the energies, but certain themes do come through, whether that's related to work, personal development, whatever, and I will always translate those energies to the best of my ability. It is collective Virgo energy I'm pulling on. It's a trip, as I always say. It really is, and I love it. It does mean not every single thing that I speak about will necessarily resonate with you, okay? What's really important here is you being in your body, you connecting with your feelings, the way you feel in response to everything I'm saying. That's where the magic lies, that's where the gold lies, all right? I can pick up on the energies, I can, and there is a certain element of guidance to the readings, and that is based on my own personal experiences, I guess, but I don't expect, what don't I expect? I don't expect, everyone to think like me. So, yeah. You get what I mean, right? Take what I'm saying and fit it into the framework of your life in a way that fits. Okay, 10 cards of the Celtic Cross will be pulled from this deck. This will give us an overall surface look at the energies, which I will do as we go along, and then I'm going to go in with some of my other decks, pull some clarifiers, get more depth, get underneath the surface, get more detail, try and ask some useful questions for you. That is what I try to do. I try to put myself in the place of the viewer and think, if the viewer was watching, what questions would they be asking? And I will try and ask them and get answers via the cards. That's the way we do things, all right? They're quite long readings. We don't do very short, your ex is coming back to you readings. We don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not here for a quick dopamine hit. I'm here for real shit. What's at the heart of the matter for Virgo, please? Let's get into this reading. What's at the heart of the matter for Virgo? Do subscribe if you like my style and all that. Oh God, you are kidding me. That's exactly what Leo had as an opener. I just done the Leo reading yesterday. Yeah, that's exactly what Leo had as an opener. How very interesting. Okay. It feels the same energy as Leo. Maybe go and watch that Leo reading. I mean, if this goes on like this, I might scrap this whole Virgo reading and tell all my Virgos to go and watch the Leo reading. I mean, you are right next to each other. I mean, normally that's... Yeah. Okay. You are You kind of have this desire, this logical desire. Your mind, your swords are telling you, I want to open up to something new. I've got to open up to something new. I want to open up to something new. However, your heart is in the past. With Leo, it took quite a lot of digging to work out or explore the issues around what was preventing this fall from being upright. For you, it seems pretty straightforward. Well, none of it's straightforward. We'll dig and we'll get more, but I'm getting a clear message that's saying Virgo's head is in the clouds, Virgo's head is in the past, you know? That's what's stopping you opening up towards something new. Yes, you desire to be in this full energy. Full energy is wonderful. You cannot force it. It is the start the thing energy, the do the thing energy. Now, for example, this time last year, I was in that energy. I think I'd just set up my tarot Instagram account and I was about to put out my first YouTube video on this very channel. That's full energy. It's like, fuck what everyone else thinks. Start the thing. Do the thing. You know, follow your path. I mean, the fool's starting out on a path, starting out on a journey. This may mean that you are wishing to open up to new love. This may mean you are trying to open up to expansion within an existing relationship. It just may mean you want to start down a new path the way I did this time last year. It could be different for all of you. Let's see what's in your challenge position, Virgo. What's in the challenge position for Virgo, please? The Devil. Right, well, these cards ain't messing, are they? Jeez. The Devil speaks of your own behaviour patterns, habits, addictions. I feel like you're kind of stuck in some sort of loop here, Virgo. You're stuck in some sort of loop that you can't break out of. Breaking out of that loop would represent this full energy. Let's explore. Let's talk. Let's see how you might be able to break out of that loop. None of it's straightforward. None of it's easy until it is. So it's the thing with full energy. Forcing it doesn't work, but so it's interesting to do a whole reading with the full reverse at the centre of it when I'm very aware that forcing that full energy just doesn't work. But I suppose what I sort of got from the Leo reading and what I'm getting here is there's things you can do to shift yourself to sort of make you more receptive to that full energy, if that makes sense. Let's see what's above the matter. Let's see what's above the matter. Leo had 2 Six of Cups in their reading. I don't know. If you've got strong Leo in your chart, check out the Leo reading. Or if you're connecting with the Leo, I don't know. Check out that Leo reading, I'm telling you. What's above the matter for Virgo, please? What's above the matter? Queen of Cups reversed in your headspace. Feeling a bit low, a bit sad. A bit frozen. A bit disconnected from your heart. Certainly disconnected from any type of full energy that, you know, it sort of feels like it's available to you, this full energy, but you're disconnected from your heart. Reconnected with your heart is going to help you access this full energy, I believe. Can I just say, by the way, I've got charms and I'm really looking forward to putting them at the end. They are little winks from the universe, little extra ways for these readings to, like, you know, be that direct wink from the universe. So there may be certain symbols, animals, numbers, whatever, that are important to you, and it just gives you an opportunity at the end of the reading for extra confirmation, you know? I love them. What's below for Virgo, please? What's below for Virgo? What's below for Virgo? Oh, God. I'm sorry. It's just that Leo had this in the same position. This reading is something, isn't it? 7 of Pentacles in reverse in your subconscious. 7 of Pentacles is my end of the honeymoon phase card. It's the card you tend to get when something has grown to a certain point And then you're like, okay, shit's kind of getting real. What do we do now? What do we do now to continue growing this? How do we tweak it? It's an energy of evaluation. It's kind of looking at how far we've come, what we've done, what ground we've covered, what growth we have so far, and then how do we continue to grow it? Do we continue to grow it? In reverse here, I feel it, it's in alignment with what we've seen in your headspace. To be fair, it's feeling a bit flat, it's feeling a bit low, it's feeling a bit stagnant in a general sense. There's that aspect of it, but some of you specifically, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a work project or anything else, frankly, you may have worked on something to a certain point and kind of hit a wall, and you're sort of wondering what to do now. It can just be an energy of making little tweaks to make something work. Very interesting. If I get... I don't know what to do with that card because I wasn't tuned in or anything. Five of Pentacles. I will... Of course, Leo got the Five of Pentacles a million times. I'm going to put that back because I wasn't... I've noted it, but yeah, recent past. Let's pull on the recent past. It didn't fall out, so I won't take it. Recent past for Virgo, please. Recent past for Virgo, please. That's too many cards. Recent past for Virgo, please. Oh God, it's so hot in my house all of a sudden. It's these readings, they make me hot. Four of Pentacles, reversed. So in the recent past here, you are showing up as trying to let go of something. Probably, there's something in your energy that you're thinking about quite a lot. You're possibly seeing it through rose-tinted glasses. It's quite dreamy. I suspect whatever that is, however that resonated with you, that's what's going on in your recent past. That's what's showing up in your recent past here that you're struggling to let go of. I believe that energy is carrying through to your current energy because I believe that is what is blocking this Fool energy from being upright. And like with Leo, I get the sense that you really desire to step down that new path, but something's blocking it. So isn't that interesting? Near future, please, for Virgo. Near future for Virgo. Near future for Virgo. Two of Wands. It looks like you're going to be faced with some sort of decision in your near future, quite likely. Can I just say, with these two positions in the Celtic cross, the near future and the more longer term outcome, it is all mouldable. We don't do hard and fast predictions here. We look at how the energies are flowing and, we can say where we think these energies are heading. You have free will. Other people have free will. You have influence on the flow of these energies that produce the outcomes or the energies that show up in these two more future orientated cards. So this is moldable. These two positions are moldable anytime. I will talk about the future at other points when we go through the spread as well. Any talk of the future, it's always moldable. That's the whole bloody point. What would be the point otherwise? What would be the point? Well, no, there would be a point, because I get that some people gain a sense of security from knowing that things are going to turn out okay or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, there is that. But you are the driver, aren't you? You're driving, I don't know, your chariot, whatever. You're not sat in the passenger seat, of the car that's driving through your life, are you? You are in the driving seat. You get to make decisions, and this is all about decisions. Now, oh God, what am I going to do? Am I going to start drawing diagrams? I am just getting this sense, when I see this Two of Wands card, I can just see, I feel like in your mind, this is what this energy is going to feel like in your mind. Okay. No, I am so unprepared. Well, I don't normally do random. Okay, here we go. It's almost like, here's the crossroad. Okay, that pen doesn't work. Great. Just hang on a second. I found a pencil. It's like, this is at a crossroads. This is the Two of Wands, right? This is your decision. Only you are not just seeing it like this, are you, Virgo? I don't believe. When this sort of thing comes up, what you're seeing is, right, hang on, let me just quickly expand on this down here. This is how it feels in your mind, I believe, when you try and make this decision, right? Do you see what I mean? That's kind of a visual representation of how I'm feeling the energy. It's quite crude, so there you have it. But that's how I feel the energy of this near future position for you. It's almost like playing a game of chess and you're trying to play 25 moves in advance. Apparently, I am capable of playing chess. I'm not very good at it, but I believe the best chess players do not think that far in advance, which is interesting, isn't it? So, God, this is killing me because this came up in the Leo reading. Okay. I feel the way this is coming through to me is, and I'm getting a bit advicey here, and that's not really my style, but it's food for thought. Just take it as food for thought. Listen to how you react when I bang on about what I bang on about. It's almost like, in a sense, you're being asked to not think that many steps ahead, because it's, to a certain extent, I believe it stops you acting with kind of integrity when you're so outcome focused. Okay? So it's just about, partly it's about getting this energy upright, being more in touch with your heart space. And it's like this Fool energy is in your, it's kind of in your heart space, but it's behind prison bars or something. It's waiting to escape, by the way. That's how I'm feeling it. And just making this decision from a place of what feels right for me right now. Not in a reckless way, because the Fool reverse can be reckless. Not in a reckless way. In a way where your heart and your head are aligned. In a way where whatever the consequences would be, for you it would be the right. I mean, there's no right and wrong, but I mean there is, but not when it comes to decisions like this. It's the right decision. It's about making the right decision based on this and this being in alignment, not making the right decision based on some very logical analysis of outcome, because each of these points are so impossible to conceptualize until you've actually walked down one of these paths. Put it like that. Okay, let's look at your strengths, Virgo. Glad I got that out. Monday morning. Strengths for Virgo, please. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Right. Placing limits on how much you give to any given situation is showing up in your strengths in the form of a Page of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you them upright. It came out in reverse. You're telling me you're a Virgo that's knows when to hold back. Knows when to hold back. Although I will say, often when things that come up in the strengths, it's like you may not be fully in that energy, but embracing that type of thing would serve you. Yeah. So, and the capability is there. I think sometimes that's what causes a certain fear of this upright Fool energy, this openness, this open-heartedness, this opening your heart to something new. Your somewhat tendency to fall into that in almost a reckless way, in a reversed Fool type of way. I think in the past that may not have served you well, and you've recognised that, and that's why this is showing up in the way it has, because it's like, no, I know now I need to pace myself differently, or pace myself better, so that I can sit in this energy upright and not in its reverse, because it can be reckless, that Fool energy, when it's in its reverse state. Something like that. Let's look at your environments. What's in Virgo's environment, please? What's in Virgo's environment, please? Five of Wands. Conflict. Yeah, this is the energy of people around you. It's kind of squabbling, conflict. This may be in a workplace. This may be in your home. It may be children squabbling. Some of you work in childcare. Just saying. But most importantly, there seems to be a lot of external energies here that seem to have quite a lot to say about how you should live your life, Virgo. I think you're quite good at not giving your energy to those people, but they are showing up. I think you're quite good at holding back from... This makes more sense of this Page of Pentacles now. I think you're quite good at holding back from giving your energy or attention to these people. Yeah. Let's look at your hopes and fears. What are Virgo's hopes and fears, please? Strength in reverse. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So this sort of brings back to mind in me of that reversed Fool energy I spoke of a little bit. Because tied up in that reverse Fool energy is a certain recklessness, and the way I'm tying that to the Strength card is Strength in reverse. It feels like kind of being a bit headstrong, a bit prideful, and therefore a bit tunnel visioned, actually. So it's like there's this idea of wanting to move forward with a strong sense of will, a strong sense of motivation, with a sense of strength. But I feel like the fear connected to that is that you can become too focused, to the point that sometimes you don't see the bigger picture, or you sort of don't see the wood for the trees, and that can create a kind of recklessness that to me ties back to the shadow side of that Fool card. Does that make sense? I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. There's something here about the playoff between self-respect and pride as well. Self-respect, self-compassion, you know, honouring yourself, not doing things that are disrespectful to yourself, not taking decisions that are disrespectful to yourself, not being a doormat, I want to say. But at the same time, it's like you're not sure if sometimes when you're in that energy, you're actually being a bit prideful, a bit too prideful. Yeah. Interesting. And let's look at outcome. Outcome for Virgo, please. Outcome for Virgo. Oh. 2 cards came out. There's strong Leo energy in this reading, I have to say it. The Strength cards, and I sort of I kind of ignored it when I saw this, because that's a Leo card, and I've I've but then the Sun's come out, which can also be read as a Leo card. And then you've got that Six of Cups again, by the way, which was the energy of which is very much in this card. I will have to take both these cards for the outcome, the way they came out. Fair enough, whatever. I mean, yes, the outcome, the Six of Cups kind of came out on its side, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Well, look, you've just pulled the happiest card in the deck for your outcome, Virgo. So shall we just leave it there and all go home and just have a nice cup of tea? Yes, let's do that. It's moldable, like I say, and to be honest, it's totally legit to read this position in a Celtic Crosses in an advice position, rather than like a predicty. I sort of do a bit of both. My style is not heavily predicty, as I've already said, and as you may have noticed. Something from the past. Six of Cups is something from the past. I believe there's some sort of resolution here that's going to bring you happiness, because this is, let's not forget, this is the overall energy of your reading. Kind of tied in with that Fool as well. Some sort of resolution is going to bring you happiness here. I don't know what that resolution is. This Fool energy, you want it upright. I get that. That could go either way. If we're talking about going down a new path, and we're talking about a Six of Cups, and we're talking about that beautiful sense of liberation, by the way. I mean, that is, you know, I keep doing this in my readings, but to me, you see this particular bit of this particular Sun card, that is that upright, by the way. It's like the energy of this is sucked in to this card and is right there. This is the way I read energy. This is the way I visualize when I read, and I'm just sharing my process with you in the hope that what I'm feeling comes across to you more accurately. Where was I? Fool, Six of Cups, resolution. I like it because it does feel more resolved. I can imagine if you're watching, you're like, well, how? Which way is it going to go? I don't know. Either you will embrace this Fool energy in the way that I did last year, in a very Queen of Swords way, in a very independent way, in a this is what the path I'm going to go down for myself way, or that energy of open-heartedness and new could mean a revisiting of a past situation in a new way, with new energy brought to the table. We'll dig and we'll see. If you want a hard and fast answer on that question, I will hold my hands up and say I'm not sure we're going to get one, just because I know how I read, but I might not give you it directly, but the way you interact with what I'm saying, that's where your answer is. So you may get an answer, but it isn't exactly going to be directly from me. I hope that makes sense. Right. Fool energy, baby. Tell me more about this Fool in reverse for my lovely Virgos, please. Two of Cups wanted to come out, but it didn't. I'll put it back in. Well, it was very close to, though. Full energy. It's what I've already said. It's what I've already said about the playoff between that recklessness and that focus, where the focus can cause tunnel vision and creates a recklessness. I'm not going to really try and repeat myself too much. I'd already linked that energy back to that Fool energy. So it's just come out to really back up what I've already said. I will say in this particular strength deck, the way her heart pendant is there, it does bring to mind that sense of open-heartedness as well that we've already spoken about. And there is a certain naivety as well to this particular strength card with the little lamb in it, which isn't in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And that again brings that Fool energy to mind. It is a sort of naivety. Thing is, we cycle Fool, all the rest of the major arcana cards, the World, we cycle back round to the Fool, and then the World, we cycle back round. It's a continuous cycle, and in a sense that Fool energy is quite naive, but the cyclical nature of it, we do incorporate what we've learnt on that Fool's journey through the major arcana every single time. So I think actually in a sense you are being asked to incorporate lessons. If you do enter into that Fool energy upright, it's about, okay, but like, I think you need to reach the energy of the World actually before you can get into this Fool energy again. There's a cycle that needs to complete. We'll see if the World comes out. It did for Leo, and like, I don't know what is with the Leo reading and this reading. Something weird's going on, so go and check the Leo reading out, like I say. But yeah, there is something here about not entering into that Fool energy like with too much of a sense of naivety, is what I'm trying to get across. It's the beginning of a new cycle with the Fool, which means an old cycle has ended. You have to take what you've learnt at the ending of that old cycle into this new cycle, else it will be a Fool reversed instead of a Fool upright. It will be reckless and it will be incredibly naive. Right, okay, anything else? Seven of Swords. Self-deception. Oh, the bin lorries are here. You may be able to hear that on camera. Self-deception, the Moon, you know, the lessons that I believe you are or have learnt by travelling through a certain chapter of your life. It does look like there is the possibility here of you kind of ignoring them, putting them under a moon. You see the way his hood is up, it's like la la la, I'm not listening, and like Spirit's like fucking listen Virgo. If you are, because I think some of you want to go round again with someone, if you are going to go, or maybe not even with someone, but from the past, but even if it doesn't matter whether it's with someone new or whether it's in the past, it doesn't matter. This Fool energy, if you're going to go round again on, it doesn't matter. It could be starting a new relationship, or it could be revisiting an old one, or apply it to projects or work or whatever. Spirit's kind of screaming at you to say, like, don't deny the things that you learnt last time around. Fool energy. Anything else on this Fool energy? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Yes. That showed up 3 times in the Leo reading. Thank you. Ace of Swords reversed. Interesting. Oh, there's a lack of clarity on something for you here, isn't there? Because when it's upright, the Ace of Swords is a very clear moment of epiphany, a very clear realization. But reversed, it feels like some sort of lack of clarity. But I think it relates to this Seven of Swords. I think you're potentially putting something underneath the moon, i.e. denying something that could bring you useful information and that could bring you clarity. I suspect you may be looking for clarity to the outside, but actually, because of this Seven of Swords energy of deception, and I'm reading it as self-deception, I think there's a clarity within you that you are not seeing at the moment. Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's get underneath this devil for you so that we're not here all day. Tell me about this devil for Virgo, please. A Ten of Cups reversed. Tell me about this devil for Virgo, please. A Four of Wands. Tell me about this devil for Virgo, please. Bottom of the deck, Justice. Knight of Cups. Four of Wands is relationship energy. Knight of Cups. I mean, this, yeah, okay. I think for a lot of you, this whole situation that I'm talking about does pertain to a relationship. Just going to put it out there. There's your clarifying cards for underneath that devil energy. The devil is... I think the devil's talking about this repeated pattern of behaviour whereby you kind of throw yourself recklessly into, well, relationships, I'm going to say. And it's sort of based, because the Ten of Cups, when it comes out, especially in reverse, but I'll show you it upright, can represent like a fairy tale, like a fairy tale, an unobtainable fairy tale. So it feels like you sort of create a vision of perfection, you know, the type of bollocks the media feeds us about romantic relationships. You may invest in that and sort of throw yourself in, you know, because the Knight takes everything to the extreme. The Knights in the deck, in each of the four suits, take everything to the extreme. Here we're talking about Cups, we're talking about love, we're talking about that love energy, and we can see from the card that we've got, this is all tied up to ideas of romance and courting. I want to say courting, like, what century was I born in? There's that, and it's that idea of taking that romantic love thing to the extreme and being extremely invested in it. I mean, Knight of Cups, Four of Wands is relationship energy as well anyway. So I think that's, you know, the devil's patterns of behaviour, and this is what's come out underneath it. It's like that's the pattern of behaviour that you're being pointed towards looking at. You know, the questions that are being asked of you. How do you behave in love, basically? What are your patterns of behaviour in love? Because if you haven't learnt something from your last Six of Cups, and will you open to something new in the way that best serves you? And that it's actually irrelevant whether that something new is new or old new. Do you know what I mean? And you know, the cards are obviously throwing up ways to try and help you think about those issues, and I'm doing my best to translate that for you. So if it's yours, take it, and if it's not, maybe check out some of your other placements. Let's look at this Queen of Cups reversed. No, I feel like you're feeling quite low at the moment, Virgo, about all of this though, because the Queen of Cups does, I don't know, just, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to make diagnoses. But the Queen of Cups reversed kind of feels like a type of depression, and whether you know, obviously I'm not making any sort of clinical diagnosis here, but yeah, that's what it feels like to me. So yeah, Four of Wands reversed, relationship energy again, repeat card, reverse. I mean, that says end of a relationship to me. I mean, the straight up fucking literal definition of this is depressed about the end of a relationship. I mean, I can't, how else do you want me to say it? Anything else about this Queen of Cups? Nine of Pentacles is nice though, because that's you embracing an individual energy, at least in your headspace anyway. Three of Wands reverse. There are your further two clarifiers for that Queen of Cups energy. I like that Nine of Pentacles for you. I do, I do, I do. The Three of Pentacles, the Three of Wands kind of brings me back to this sort of feeling low though as well. So there's a bit of a mixed bag up here, which is fine, which is human, which is, you know, possibly how you're feeling. Our energies fluctuate all the time. Our moods fluctuate. That's fine. It's a very colourful card in its upright position, right? It's very expansive. Reversed, it feels quite guarded and tight and kind of less colourful. For me, with this being in reverse, it kind of dulls all the colours that are here. Yeah, so I feel like some of the colour may have been sucked out of your world, tied up to this reverse Four of Wands energy, this kind of ending of, you know, some sort of personal relationship, whatever that is for you, romantic or otherwise. But, you know, actually, it's interesting with this Four of Wands and this, we see very similar shapes, don't we, here? We see very similar shapes. And it's so interesting. I've never, you know, you pull these cards all the time and then you just get different links between different cards in different ways every time. This is about building a structure, basically. This would be like the structure that underpins a relationship, right? And you build, generally with the Four of Wands, we're talking about building this with another person. This came out in reverse, in association with a sort of feeling of feeling low and this reverse Queen of Cups. And then this Nine of Pentacles shows up with this very similar structure. But the Nine of Pentacles is much more of an individual energy, right? As opposed to a partnership energy. And this is upright. So it seems to me what's on your mind at the moment is that, you know, this is the energy that you're embracing, I think, to kind of deal with how you're feeling at the moment. And it's lovely. It's beautiful. You know, it's building that secure, safe structure by yourself, for yourself, all right? And there's just a feeling for me in these cards that it's sort of easier for you to operate in that individual energy at the moment, right? And take that as you will. It doesn't necessarily mean break up. I mean, I have talked about the end of a relationship, but even within a relationship, you can shift more into that Nine of Pentacles energy and just sort of take a step back and make sure you're retaining like a sense of independence even within the relationship. So, you know, apply the playoff between those two energies to your life in the way that makes sense. Yes. Let's look at your recent past. Recent past for Virgo, please. This reading's, I don't know, I tried to keep the pace up and we're 40 minutes in. And anyway, the Empress in your recent past, the Five of Cups. Oh, so 5 cards came out. I didn't mean for this to happen. The Devil, the Star reversed, the Daughter of Pentacles. You've got several repeat energies here. The Devil's come out again. The Page of Pentacles has come out. Emotional loss, sadness. To me, it all connects to this Devil energy. There's patterns of behaviour here. There's patterns of behaviour here with that Devil that in the past created a certain sense of emotional loss, possibly behaviour that you regret. It's a mixed bag. I see you in this Empress energy being very nurturing of yourself and of towards other people. There is a certain naivety in this card, I will say. There is a certain naivety in this card. This fawn, you know, these legs are so shaky and new and haven't done much walking before, okay? So I really feel this whole reading is about like incorporating lessons and kind of moving forward with less naivety than previously. I don't know, less naivety about dynamics with other people, but also less naivety about yourself and your own behavior patterns, because let's face it, like, that's where we work. That's how do we improve ourselves? We don't improve ourselves by telling other people to change. We improve ourselves by looking at areas of ourselves that we can change. So yeah, it's almost, this star card's very interesting because it's like represents your desires, your wishes, and to me this feels like you immediately placed on a certain situation the idea that this is it, you know, this is my star, which sort of links back to this Ten of Cups reverse, this kind of fairy tale thing, but there's this idea here of, yes, this is my star, this is my truest wish, my truest desire. Then it's in reverse and it's attached to a devil energy, so it may be a pattern of behaviour for you that you sort of go all in quite quickly. Something like that is coming through again with those cards, if that makes sense. Let's look, see what's in your subconscious. But it's not coming from a bad place, you know. It's coming from a very caring place and very nurturing place, but and you're very attractive in this past energy. You're very attractive to someone. It's not just your devil energy that's showing up here. I've got the devil out twice. Often when I have repeat cards, as well as it helping me work out where certain energies link, it often tells me that there's more than one person in that energy. And I could say that for the strength card as well, by the way, but there's definitely the devil energy of two people at play here, i.e., you know, the behaviour patterns, the habits, the potential addictions of two people are showing up here and are at play and have contributed to this sort of all-in, very quickly dynamic that I'm seeing. And there's just a lot of, I believe there was a lot of attraction here, and characterise that how you will. I don't know, just the Empress, this especially in this deck, doesn't normally or always come through to me like this, but this Empress feels so attractive. Can I just say, like, I mean, the Empress is very sensual. I don't know, there's just something very alluring about that Empress there. So either you found someone very alluring, or someone found you very alluring. And can I just say, I hate saying that word because my pronunciation of it is just weird, but and you know what? This is quite a psychic Empress as well. I mean, we always associate the Empress as being quite empathic or empathetic, whatever the bloody word is, which isn't that far off psychic. And by the way, I don't really like the word psychic. But anyway, just this purple and this pink, this Empress feels very, I don't know, in alignment with nature and the universe, at least. Let's put it that way, which is a kind of play off of the whole psychic thing anyway. So yeah, what's below, please, for Virgo? Oh, it's that Page of Pentacles again. It's the third time that Page of Pentacles is shown up. Crazy. Seven of Swords reverse again. Yes, we're getting all the repeat energies, hey? A Seven of Wands, the Wheel reversed. I mean, that Seven of Swords kind of is just reinforcing the fact that we're reading the position of the subconscious. Anyway, the Seven of Swords speaks to the subconscious. So the subconscious needs that perhaps you aren't aware of, Virgo. Yeah. Or weren't aware of for a long time. And it pertains to growing things And it pertains to how much you expect other people to give. You know, this is someone putting effort in, and it's someone putting effort in quite consistently and quite diligently in a way that inspires safety and confidence, right? It's not quite the Knight of Pentacles who does that very doggedly to the point that it's quite boring. Sorry, I can be quite down on the Knight of Pentacles because sometimes he just feels a little bit dull. And I'm an earth sign, and I sometimes even find him a little bit dull. But the Page... I don't know, man. The Page... here, I do believe it is speaking of, like, giving. And the Seven of Wands is about standing up for your needs, speaking your expectations. And it's like, you know, in order to grow something. And there's kind of this whole energy of evaluation and analysis tied up to all this, whereby you're like, well, how much should I give? How much should I expect you to give? Boundaries, you know, what boundaries are in place around who gives what? What boundaries do I place on myself around giving to this situation? What boundaries do other energies place on themselves around giving to this situation? There's all stuff tied up to that. And the Page of Pentacles has come out twice to speak about this. In the past, there was something naive about that energy, I feel. But it's showing up in your strengths. So all these questions, however they quite apply to you, Virgo, I believe you are willing to take them on. You are willing to take on these questions that are being thrown up at you, because the Page of Pentacles is showing up in your strengths, and actually he's reversed. So to me, I'm reading that as you learning when to hang back a bit and not put your all into something. Right, in a way that's potentially unsustainable, by the way. Yeah. Whatever that is for you, I do not know. Okay, near future, please, for Virgo, Two of Wands. Near future for Virgo. Tell me more about this Two of Wands. Okay. Oh my God. The fucking Leo energy in this reading is so powerful. I cannot even tell you. I mean, what's that? Is that the third? That's the third time we've had the Strength card out, and we've got the Sun card out. Ace of Swords in reverse again. Oh my word. The clarity that I believe you are hoping for, unfortunately, is not showing up in your near future. A continued sense of lack of clarity attached to a Strength card, by the way. You see how we've got this Ace of Swords here attached to the Strength? It was reversed there. And again, we've got a Ace of Swords attached to a Strength card. So whether that means you're dealing with a Leo, I don't know. There's a lack of clarity that's attached to a kind of prideful energy or something, or a headstrong energy or something, that unfortunately is carrying through from your current energy to your energy of your near future. I'm sorry to say. You know, sometimes other people never give us the clarity that we desire, and we have to work out how to work with that, and potentially that's what this reading's about for you. I don't know. I'd love to fucking sit here and say, yeah, Ace of Swords upright, you're going to get the answers you require. I don't know. It's not looking, certainly not in your near future. This is all mouldable. Like I say, it is. And obviously your actions affect this. But ultimately, other people behave how they behave, my loves. So, yeah, all right. Anything else for this Virgo? Ace of Cups, though. And an Ace of Cups upright. Good Lord, I'm exhausted. What's going on? A choice. You're faced with a choice. Your near future is showing up as a choice. Looks to me like your heart says yes and your head says no. That's the nature of this choice. Your heart says yes and your head says no, so I don't know. Look, if you're gonna move forward and say yes, if you're gonna move forward and say yes, I think for you, Virgo, this Ace of Swords energy needs to come upright. So whatever it was back here that you sought clarity on, I don't think you can move forward with saying yes to this choice that you're going to be presented with, I believe, unless you can align your head and your heart, which I think is totally understandable. And it was showing up as reverse. This is moldable. I don't know to what extent you can bring it upright. It's for you to know and for you to think about and for you to work with as and when this choice presents itself, but I do believe it's gonna. But you may be dealing with a Leo. It may be a choice that's attached to a Leo. Your strength is showing up as kind of holding back to a certain extent. It's interesting, isn't it? It's all about balance, isn't it? Because, obviously being really tight and not opening up, that's not really going to get you anywhere if that continues. But also opening up extremely quickly can cause you to feel very vulnerable and very unsafe, and I think that's what you're learning about yourself, and that's showing up in your strengths. And I think you're being told that strength, that particular strength, needs to be applied to this choice and this seeking of clarity, which I believe you are seeking. I don't know how you get that Ace of Swords upright. Beyond what I've just said about your strengths, I think that's it. Let's dig underneath the strength and see if we can get any more. And I think it may well pertain to getting that Ace of Swords upright. What else for Virgo? Oh my god. One more please. One more please. Is it that one? So clarifying your Page of Pentacles, you've got a Two of Cups, a Six of Swords, and a Page of Wands reversed. Two of Cups is a romantic union, really, mainly. It can pertain to unions in other areas of life, business partnerships, whatever, if that's the way this is reading for you. Strengths, Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is not the most mature energy, and I think what this is saying to me in your strengths is, if someone is not showing up with maturity, you are willing to remove yourself from that situation. You are willing to walk away from that situation. That's what the Six of Swords does. It drives that boat away from a situation that's not good. A Five of Swords situation. A situation that feels harmful, doesn't feel good. And the particular situation that you're telling me you're willing to drive away from in your strengths, in this context, in this spread, is you're saying, I'm willing to drive away from an energy that doesn't seem to be mature enough to work with in whatever capacity. I will hold back from giving my energy, my pentacles, my time and efforts. I will hold back from putting my time and effort towards someone who shows up as a page, even if Even if I have very strong feelings towards them, even if my heart calls out for them, even if I have very strong feelings towards them, even if I desire a Two of Cups with them, which is beautiful, but you can't have a Two of Cups with someone who's showing up as a... You can't grow from a Two of Cups if someone is showing up as a page. Let me put it like that. You can't move past this Seven of Pentacles, end of the honeymoon period energy with someone who's showing up as a page. And look, part of this as well is examining your own page energy, by the way, Virgo. I'm not here to fucking blame anyone or put it all on another person. You know, I mean, you were showing up as an Empress back here, but there's aspects of your own approach to this that means you sometimes dip into that energy. But you know, it's about recognizing that and leaving that energy behind enough that you can create something beautiful, both of you. All right. Conflict in your environments. I don't know. I can't go to that deck again. Hello, light seers. There you are. Tell me more about this conflict in Virgo's environment, please. Tell me more about this conflict in Virgo's environment. King of Cups. Nice. Four of Cups. Two of Pentacles. King of Swords on the bottom. There's a certain detachment here, actually. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. I like that. You're kind of turning your back here on petty squabbling energies. This, as with Leo, this feels quite disconnected from the rest of the reading. It feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's the same situation. It feels like I don't know, I think it's a completely different situation that's showing up in your environment here with this Five of Wands. It's pettiness, it's gossip, it's lots of chattering in your ear, lots of voices, lots of input from friends that you didn't even ask for, unwanted advice. You're turning your back on it and you're being very calm and collected in the way that you do that. You're not sniping back. You're not continuing an argument. You're just like, yeah, whatever, thanks, bye. And you're quite decisive in the way that you're doing that. You know, I feel like you're just being quite decisive about what is and what is not worth your energy. This is a lot of other energies here that are trying to get your attention, and you're actually just quite like calm and collected and like, no thank you, I'll turn my back on it if it doesn't serve me, thank you very much, which is actually similar to what came up in your strengths, but I feel like you're applying it to other areas of life here. Okay, let's go back to Thelema and let's look at this strength reversed in your hopes and fears. Strength reversed in your hope and fears. Strength reversed, hope and fears. The Queen of Swords. Hi. Hi, you know I'm a Virgo, right? Hi. I mean... yeah, it's... yeah, let me get more cards. It's kind of what we've already spoke about, though. She doesn't take any bullshit, the Queen of Swords, but the shadow side of that is that she can sometimes be a bit cold and detached. So I think that's kind of your hopes and your fears. You hope to be that... it feels a bit like this, actually. You know, be cool, calm, collected, logical, cut out the bullshit, not putting up with any shit. And, you know, I'm very independent, a bit like that Nine of Pentacles. I'm... she's pretty feminist, the Queen of Swords. It's like, I don't need no man. But the flip side of that, because it's in your hopes and fears, to me feels like maybe I'm a bit too cold sometimes. Maybe I'm a bit of an ice queen sometimes. King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, maybe I'm a bit ungenerous sometimes. Hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. The Sun in reverse. Oh my gosh. Flipping heck. It's just, okay. Am I being biased here? Because what other majors do we have? We've got Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is shown up twice. But in terms of major arcanas, and I don't really go to star signs for other cards. I only really look at major arcanas when I'm saying the star signs of energies involved. And the only other majors we've got that give me a star sign is the Devil out twice. That's Capricorn energy. Every other time we've seen a major, it's just been this Leo energy hitting me. Sorry, I don't know why I'm turning it into such a big deal. So we've got the Sun in reverse, by the way. That's what prompted that whole rant. So that's now the second time we've seen the Sun. It's the third time we've seen the Strength card. You may have heavy Leo in your chart, I don't know, or you're dealing with a Leo. And it doesn't really even have to represent the exact star sign. It's more just the energy. So, you know, that fiery energy, that fixed fiery energy. And I suppose it a little bit relates back to what we talked to around that forward energy with regards to being very blinkered and focused and headstrong and so in a sense that's why it's coming up so much in the reading, I believe, that too as well, apart from the fact that you may be dealing with a Leo or have strong Leo in your chart. Crikey, I don't know. Hopes and fears, yeah. Hopes and fears. It's not Leo energy showing up twice. You want to be independent, but not to the point of being ungenerous. I think so much of this reading is about you finding the balance, Virgo, between... Because I feel like you're quite... I think at heart you're quite in touch with who you are, right, Virgo? But how generous am I with that energy is what seems to be coming through. Because I think sometimes you feel you go too far in either direction. Sometimes you're over generous. Sometimes you're very stingy. Queen of Swords. Sometimes you're very independent to the point that you feel like you're too independent. Sometimes, yeah, kind of the opposite. Right, I just have to go. Just bear with me a second. Sorry, Virgo. Yeah, it's all about that balance, basically. I think I'm going to pull some clarifiers just for your outcome position here. The Sun, happiness. Happiness. Oh, Three of Cups. Three of Cups is fucking reunion energy. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't sit here and plainly tell people that they're going to get back with their ex. I don't do that shit. But if ever there was a reading that says that, yes, with that Three of Cups. Let's just get some quick clarifiers. I have a visitor. Okay. Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Yeah. A decision. There's a decision showing up in your near future. There's also a decision showing up in your sort of more longer term outcome. This is those branches that I spoke about. You know, in your near term outcome, talked about these branches. This Two of Pentacles to me is like a branch that's further out. That's gonna, like, there's gonna be a decision made here that further down the line is gonna cause another Two of Pentacles decision that needs to be made. You know, pertaining to kind of finding this happiness. It's so nice to see that Sun in your outcome, Virgo. I do think I've done some tough readings for Virgos recently, so I'm really happy to see that. And it definitely feels like happiness related to a past situation that is clearly on your mind because it came out first. Six of Cups. It's a soul bond, I believe, between you and another person. That doesn't have to be romantic, but it's just many layered, and it gets a bit complicated sometimes, and I feel it got a bit complicated because there's that lack of clarity showing up twice. Ultimately, to me, it looks like you, in the more longer term, in the more far-reaching outcome, it looks to me like there's some sort of resolution here. It may be delayed. You may get a bit impatient for it, but I believe it's coming in eventually. I'm not saying it's the resolution that you're expecting or perhaps even invested in, but it's something that I think it's just gonna free you. It's gonna free you. And in a sense, I think it is going to help you embrace that upright Fool energy. How, I don't know, but it feels like it's going to be very freeing. If you go around with this person again, the advice is to not enter into it naively and learn the lessons which we've spoke about. The whole point of these Six of Cups unions is to learn certain lessons, in my opinion. Knight of Wands, there's certainly no shortage of passion available to you in this long-term outcome, whether it's towards this person or whether it's just towards your life moving forward with a greater sense of passion. I don't know. I don't know. That depends what you want. It depends what other energies involved in this situation want. I just think it'd be completely shallow and wrong for me to call it in the way that other readers do. It's absolutely up to you, and you know, how are you feeling in response to what I've said? That's what matters. I'm going to get you some charms to finish, and then I'm going to dash off. Thank you so much for being here, Virgo. Let's get you a few charms. That was quite a lot. And then I've got to go. So in terms of letters, we have an L. L for Leo, obviously, because, you know, how many times have we seen Leo energy in this reading? No, I look, L. That's just the only letter that's come out, so that's fine. It could be an important, you know, it could be an important initial in your name. An important initial? That doesn't even make sense. An initial in your name or their name. We have every single time I do a reading, I get a, and it makes sense for this time of year, I get a snowflake and a flower. So that's kind of going out of winter and into spring. So whenever you find this reading, that time of year may be important for you. Obviously, the time I'm pulling these cards, it is that time of year, so it makes sense that they keep coming out. A little elephant. Elephants may be of significance to you. A beautiful little cat. Cats may be of significance to you. One or both of you may have a cat. Gingerbread man, yes, okay. That might be of significance to you. We've got 2 stars. That's interesting, isn't it? We had that star energy there. You know, what do you want? What is your true wish and desire moving forward? What is it? And then we've got a little cloud. I don't know what meaning that might have to you. I don't think you saw that very well, sorry. And then a circle. To me, that circle talks about that cycle that the Major Arcana represents. You know, from the Fool, travelling through the Major Arcana, we reach the world. Oh, the world didn't come out, did it? That's interesting. We reach the world, and then we go around again, but with new knowledge. And I think that whole thing is what this whole reading is about. I just don't know what particular path your Fool is going to walk down when you get your Fool upright. And that's entirely up to you, Virgo. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.